everyone, and welcome back. We are on the eve of one of the biggest moments in modern NASCAR history, and it's not happening on the racetrack tomorrow morning. Jury selection begins for the antitrust lawsuit filed by Antitrust Racing and Row Motorsports against NASCAR. This trial could fundamentally change the entire business model of the sport, and some fascinating new details have just come to light. FOX Sports' Bob Pockross obtained an expert report from the Antitrust and Row Motorsports legal team, and it contains a bombshell revelation about a letter sent back in May 2024. The letter was from Heather Gibbs, the co-owner of Joe Gibbs Racing. She wrote to NASCAR leadership after a meeting, making a passionate case for why teams deserve permanent charters. In her letter, she argued that for teams to invest for the long haul, they need the security of knowing their place in the sport is permanent, essentially asking NASCAR to trust its owners and cement their legacy. Now, here's the explosive part from the report. How did NASCAR CEO Jim France react to this heartfelt plea? According to the filing, France reportedly read the letter out loud and was swearing every other sentence. The report claims that other NASCAR executives who witnessed this concluded that Gibbs' letter, far from helping the team's cause, had actually made things worse. This paints a picture of a very, very tense and hostile relationship between the sanctioning body and its teams. It shows just how deep the divide is. So, how did we get here? Quick recap. Back in August 2024, NASCAR presented a new 7-year charter agreement of the 15 chartered teams. 13 of them signed it. But two teams, Antitrust Racing, co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, and Row Motorsports, refused. Instead, they filed this joint lawsuit against NASCAR in October, accusing the organization of monopolistic practices. They argue that NASCAR's control over the charter system unfairly restricts their business and prevents them from growing their value like teams in other major sports leagues. At the heart of the issue are these charters. Think of them as a franchise tag. There are 36 of them, and they guarantee a team a starting spot in every Cup Series race and a larger share of the TV revenue. The teams want these charters to be permanent, which would make them assets that appreciate in value, much like an NFL or NBA franchise. This would give them stability and make it easier to attract long-term, big-money sponsors. NASCAR, on the other hand, wants to keep the charters temporary. This gives them the power to potentially revoke charters from underperforming teams or redistribute them, maintaining ultimate control over who gets to race at the top level. After numerous failed attempts at reaching a settlement, both sides are now digging in for a legal battle. The trial is scheduled to last for 10 days in Charlotte. The judge overseeing the case, Kenneth Bell, has expressed serious concern, saying, "It's hard to picture a winner if this goes to the mat." He even added, "It scares me to death to think about what all this is costing," highlighting the massive financial and relational toll this lawsuit is taking on the sport. So what happens now? Jury selection starts Monday. It will consist of 9 jurors and 3 alternates, even though the trial is starting. A settlement could still happen at any point during the trial, after, or even during an appeal. According to Bob Pockross, it's highly likely that no matter who wins this round, the case will be appealed to the U.S. Court of Appeals, which could drag this whole saga out for another year or 2. This isn't just a legal fight, it's a battle for the soul and future of NASCAR. The outcome will determine the financial landscape of stock car racing for decades to come. Will the teams gain the power and equity they feel they deserve? Or will NASCAR maintain its iron-fisted control? We're about to find out. We'll be keeping a close eye on the trial as it unfolds. So make sure you're subscribed for all the latest updates. This is a story you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching.